All right. Hello. Good morning. Welcome. This is Monday Magic, or at least what we're calling Monday Magic at the moment. And it is a guided planning process that I create each week. Some overlap, some the same, some new, creating novelty, excitement, enjoyment, and also with the intention of getting your life into existence, the things that you dream and want, and the things that that drive you. What do you want? And so how can we go about completing that? So some different strategies, ideas, and really this like fundamental how our brains work, leveraging that. So that's the intention of this. And I have my notes here. There's 3 different sections. So I'm going to record the format, keep this real nice and simple. So if you're catching it later, what you'll do is hear the question, pause, complete the answer. And then if you have any questions in the Facebook group, let us know. Otherwise, this is the format we're following. Before I do that, I want to share my screen real fast because I created this weekend and I was really excited about it. This link lives in the Facebook group, and what it is a Notion page, which this has a link. So the link that you guys will see with this, so you don't have to have Notion to see it. And I have like little cheat sheets up here where these are like the different categories. I have a few acronyms. M is a member post. This is Real Life Whole Life, and this is a work for me, which is an acronym I just created and really want to start leveraging. So if you have things that you do using the W4M as works for me is really awesome, because we all want to be driven to find what works for us. And so then I have, like, last week I posted these YouTube videos. What's awesome too is, like, for example, last Monday, so you'll see this for this week, you go here, you can click on this link, and then you see the video, the timeline, and then I created a PDF also. So I'm going to work on doing this for the future. So this was a reflection of August wrap up and a September prep. So that was there. And we want to go back to here. You'll see how to navigate this. It's this week in the feed. So yeah, that's the format and different things that are there. So if you don't want to see it, and if you're like, oh, for fun, what was this? Oh, I'm screenshotting the post. And if you want to pull it up in the Facebook group, you just click on that. So that's all these. I mean, every post is there so you can see it. Hopefully that summarizes what's in there. A lot happens in a week. So you'll see things without an M, and that's me. I do like to post in there. And so you'll see that. And then if there's an M, that's someone else that posted. So hopefully that's of benefit and contribution. All right, to get us started. So we are in a new month. What I like to say about September also, I was actually reflecting on this yesterday. You know, people will say seasons, like the new season and all that kind of stuff. We are headed into a new season. I'm going to share what works for me and what comes to seasonally, because this is, I find that actually I have 3 like starts. So it's January, April, and September. For some reason, seasonally in the year, I feel like there's just a revigoration of like starting. And I kind of use that energy momentum that everyone else is connected to with like start of school, spring cleaning, whatever you want to call there. Sorry. And then the start of the year, December, January type thing. So what can happen, and I do this because I was an avid goal planner for a long time, is that September can hit and we'll be like, I just wasted an entire year. I can't believe this is all where I'm at and the year's almost over. We can like speed forward to the end of the year and have a not necessarily empowering view. That can happen. You may not be there. That's totally great if you are not disempowered. And if you are, what I typically do, where I've been feeling is like, oh, I can't believe I'm only here. Well, there's something I believe that's magical about the end of the year. We're actually like in seasonally this like harvest season. So September just has this ability to really complete and harvest on all the things you were thinking about up into the prior part of the year. And so for some reason or another, it's actually I believe we have more momentum completing the year than we do towards the end of the year. So you want to think about it. You can be more effective towards the end of the year than you were at the beginning, based on how you're set up, just because there's a whole more world I can go into. But that's something just to consider when it goes into September, start of the year, refresh, is you only can do what you can do. At the end of the day, that's always what we can. And being connected to it and not having a level of significance and just seeing it as an opportunity can really, really serve our brain. Because once we bring in the significance of it's only 4 months left and all this stuff, and we get into that direction of our brain. And if you saw, there's a video I shared, it was Simon Sinek video that I found on YouTube, that is, if we focus on the negative, that is where we're headed. And so another reason too with this call is to be like, okay, the negative exists, real life exists. And what do I want? What am I interested in? What do I want to drive towards? And leveraging what I want compared to what we can so easily like almost get hooked into. So I believe these intentional calls, having others to connect us to what we want, helps bring that alive, helps us see it, and helps us move forward towards that, which then serves us all the more. So that's just a little intro and really what we're going to accomplish today, because I was thinking what we'll do is for the new month, headed into the new year, is writing a letter to yourself at the end of for the end of the year. So if you will, for those watching later, you'll pause and do that now. You can take the time you want. I'm going to finish these other points, and those that are here on the call will take a moment to do that. And if you'd prefer, you also can take this project and do it later and have it actually be a physical letter or put something intentional together. I plan to write an actual letter to the end of my, as a gift, like a Christmas gift in a way, to myself for the end of the year, New Year's gift or whatever. So I want to write a letter to your future self. And then you want to write an intention of 3 things. If I complete, or actually not if, you want to say, I am interested in completing by the last day of the year. So just 3 things that you're interested in completing that you want to say, I completed in 2021. And then being realistic with that, because we can easily go to pie in the sky, all that world. I do that real fast. I'm like, the perfect world. Just really, even if they were simple, that if at the end of the year you would feel like, the word I use is a brilliant badass. So you want to find your magical word that like drives you. So which is actually, so that's the first section. The second section is finding that magical word. And as a driver, what we want to do is find, one way to think about this is, so today's Monday. What do you want to feel on Friday? If your week was exactly as you wanted to be, you did all you were interested in, you're super aligned to what you want, how would you feel on Friday? What would you be celebrating? What would that look like? So you want to take a moment and write that, just brainstorm a few ideas. And what I would love to do is just kind of start developing who that is or what that is. And so for me, like I said, I like feeling like a really badass. Like this morning, my water was by the back door and I picked it up and I completely forgot. Like, it's this beautiful gift of leveraging the fact that we're not the best memory people. We don't remember future stuff. We don't actually think about future stuff. So you actually can be like, what? I remember to put water by the back door. I'm like amazed at like myself, surprise myself. Like you get to have this like dynamic relationship with your future self, which is really fun. I always feel like a brilliant badass when I'm like, I can't believe I did that. And here we are. So it could be anything. My husband has a different word that drives him. So finding the word that you want to be and who you want to create yourself to be, because now that will be step 2. And step 3, and if you have questions on these, because I'm going to walk through these in the group. If you have questions on these when you watch them on YouTube, let me know in the group and we can chat through. So that is number 2. And then this week we want to collect proof. So kind of the question I asked before, we're going to say, let's look at today and what do I want to feel by Friday? What do I want to complete by Friday? And what is the one step for the things I want to complete? And so stage 3 is what do I want to collect proof on? I don't know how much, I kind of just forgot what I said there. What do I want to complete and what is one step for each of those things? And I will say too, just because we're doing this on Monday, like I want you to build what works for you. I recently discovered this magical thing called Wednesday intentions and like setting intentions on Wednesday. I have an accountability partner on Wednesdays, and I set 3 things on Wednesday and I have until the following Wednesday to complete them. So this is a little aside, but I just want to say like complete freedom to build what works for you, because I now see I didn't complete them and I have today and tomorrow to complete them before Wednesday. And I'm so excited because I like had the space and time. So again, it's unhooking from the consistent, like the life has to look like this. And even like it's September being the end of the year, like this world of creating what works for you, getting into that empowering context and being free to say, you know what, I find that September through the end of the year is actually way more productive than the beginning, or Wednesday through Wednesday is way more productive. Like it's this in discovery. So looking for feedback, looking for proof, looking for what works. And that really is an idea of what this whole world of your week would be, is what do you want on Friday? What do you want to complete? What's one step of that? And then as you go through the week, it's all about collecting feedback on what did you discover, what works for you. I like to do a positive, negative feedback, or pro, con, whatever, however that lives in your world each week as I complete these things, because I'm looking for little nuggets of information of like, oh, this just worked. The water by the back of the door just works. This works for me. Positive works for me. And actually that's another way. Works for me, doesn't work for me. That's another, like, kind of takes the charge out of the positive negative. So that's something we'll do. So that is the little format for this morning. I'm going to stop recording for those that are here. We'll do a little live coaching and space to chat through these things. And other than that, thank you all for being here and have a great week.